Hey, Chris.
Hello.
It's Angela.
I see who it is.
Okay. I've been at the vet, my dog, this morning.
Yeah, I was just leaving the post office, mailing out samples. It's funny how you go to one post office and they tell you one thing, another one tells you something else. I normally get certain stamps and mail out a bunch of samples that way, and the kind of envelopes that I had, they were wanting to charge me $3.50 a piece. Funny.
That one mask that I bought.
That's why I didn't come back there. He's like, she's got like a Halloween mask.
Because it's all black when you put it on, and then all of a sudden it
Hey
starts
guys,
foaming
as
up.
y'all are jumping on, if you need, make sure your phone is muted out because we have all kinds of people with tons of background noise, people having conversations in the background. I would greatly appreciate it. So as everybody's jumping on board, just mute yourself out. I'm driving right at the second, so I can't go in and go look up all the settings to go figure out where to mute everybody out while I'm driving. I'm only going to be driving for a minute or so, but if you would send out any last minute texts, anybody you want to get on this call, and we will get started here in about a minute or so.
Hey, Chris Schweda.
Yes, sir.
It's Anlo's birthday today, by the way.
I know. I tried to call her and wish her a happy birthday.
I just had my coaching call and I forgot, so I thought I'd blow it up on this. So thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Let me see. And let me see. I know there's a way to mute people as we get started. I'm not really sure how to do that while I'm driving, but let me see. Virtual background. No, don't know how to do that. So I know we have a lot of people that are new. We have a lot of people that might, they might have been here for quite some time. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, what you'll find out is that most of what we talk about is the basic fundamentals of what it takes to go out and create success. There is some how-tos, but at the end of the day, most people already know what to do getting started with this, but then we tell ourselves that, I'm not really sure what to do. They're always wanting the how-to, what to say, how to say it, and all of that, which that's not really what this is about, because we're not going out there explaining the science behind what we're doing. We're not explaining, the ingredients. We're not explaining all of the weird stuff that you need to get educated on, because you don't need to be educated on that. I've been involved with this company now for, almost a year. In November, it'll be a year. And I don't know the ingredients. I purposely don't read the ingredients. I purposely don't talk about that. Because what happens is you go out there and start talking ingredients and start talking all this stuff. And guys, my prior background was I was a horseshoer. I literally put shoes on horses' feet. I was bent under a horse's butt all day when I got started in this industry. So, for me to all of a sudden be the scientist with my friends would be weird. It would be really, really strange. So we have one rule in what we do, and that is to be normal. Do not be a weirdo. Don't try to sell people. So if you're the type of person that says, you know what, I'm not good at sales, congratulations, you'll probably have more success than the person that is a salesperson. I literally went to a training not last week. I think it was last weekend. Yes, it was last weekend. I did a training in Iowa, and I ran into one of the guys that has been a professional salesperson all of his life. And it was funny because he was sharing that he was having, I just don't understand why I'm having a challenge. Well, it's because you're a professional salesperson and you're trying to sell people, which this is coffee. The Starbucks go out there and have somebody stand out in front and try to explain that their bean is special and their bean is different and all this other kind of stuff. No, there's coffee in gas stations. There's coffee at every restaurant. There's coffee everywhere. And they don't have signs with ingredients or what type of bean or what kind of this or what kind of that, because that would be a little weird. People are like, I already drink coffee. They're not worried about all of that. Guys, it's coffee. We're talking about something that people are already doing. So it's all about how you position it. It's about how you position it. And, you know, one of the things that I've been learning from Larry Thompson is, you know, positioning, posture, and presentation. He says if you position it correctly and your posture is right, the presentation never matters. What does that mean? That you don't need to know anything about whatever, and you don't have to have the perfect presentation, because people are going to come up with a logical conclusion if they want to try it or not if you position it and posture correctly. You know, a couple weeks ago, Lizzie shared on a call about how her business was blowing up, and we asked her, what was the difference? Like, what is happening? She goes, oh my God, I'm just so excited and I'm fired up and my energy is great. And people are like, what are you doing? And they're excited to hear about what she's doing, because she is fired up about what's going on and about the way she feels and about what the coffee has done for her. So I'm sharing that because, guys, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice any day. And if you are fired up and you are excited and you're going, oh my God, have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's talking about? They're going to go, no, what is that? And your positioning is basically, it's coffee that makes you feel great. It's coffee that makes you happy. How does it work? Well, you drink it and you feel great. Well, what do you do? How do you make it? Well, if you're left-handed, you stir it with your left hand. If you're right-handed, you stir it with your right hand. Like, guys, you just have to keep it simple. But if you get all scientific and you start talking about nootropics and how they balance out the hormones in the brain and all this stuff, you have now entered the weird zone. And now your friends don't want to be weird. So your friends don't want to do what it is that you're doing because you're a weirdo. You're now being a scientist. You're now breaking down all this stuff that is not necessary. So if you're like me and you're like, well, you know, some people just want to know more facts and details and ingredients and all this other kind of stuff. Well, I had this debate with Larry, and what he said, he goes, try this for a week or so and see what happens. And what I found out is when I started answering every question with, you know, all I know is, and started sharing a story about what the product did for me or what the product did for someone else, it's amazing how everyone's questions go away. What's in it? You know what? I'm not really sure. All kinds of good stuff that makes you feel great. This is what I do know. When I shared this with my doctor is not only an MD, but she's all into holistic medicine. And when she looked at all the ingredients, she was blown away. And now she offers this through her clinic. Well, guys, I didn't say anything about what's in it, but because I just shared a story about the fact that my doctor drinks it and she's sharing it with other people, do you think most people will come up with a logical conclusion? Well, his doctor drinks it, so probably good for you. So what we continually do is we tell stories. We tell stories that help people come up with a logical conclusion that they want to try this. We do not have to convince people. We don't have to sell people. We don't have to go into a bunch of facts and details. And I want you to remember this. Facts tell, stories sell. You don't have to be a good salesperson. What you want to become is a good storyteller. And the beautiful part about this and the beautiful part about what we do is the fact that you don't have to know a bunch of stuff. You just need to know how to tell your story. And the beautiful part about that is that I can't train you on how the product made you feel. You already know how it made you feel. I don't have to go into a bunch of details on that. I don't have to go into a bunch of facts. All I have to do is say, hey, this is what happened for me. You know, my wife started drinking or taking the Xanthamax. She had swelling in her hands. The swelling went away literally within 30 minutes. She's blown away by the way it makes her feel. So people come up with a logical conclusion that, you know what, if it worked for Jill, if it worked for Chris, if it worked for Gavin, if it worked for John, it'll probably work for me. So what we do is we just go out there and we tell stories. And we tell stories about what the product has done for us. And we go tell stories about what the product has done for other people. And guys, this is how we share it. This is how we market it. So if you really want to get good at this, don't get good at learning what the information is. Get good at sharing your story. Now, I'm sure we can all agree that no matter what it is that you do in life, when you first start out at something, you might not be the best at it. Not like you have to get great at something because we're talking about coffee. It's not like you have to really get good. But the bottom line is we're just telling stories of what it is that the product does for us, period. So with that, guys, I just want you to put your story across where it's not some 10-minute dialogue where it's weird. Now, we have some people that literally have had some life-changing results. We have people that were dealing with anxiety that had major results on what it did for them. We have people that are living, with depression, that they're seeing major results from basically sharing what the product has done for them. They've been able to go out there and build a business. I was at a training in Houston, and this girl, Jennifer, stood up and said this has literally changed her life. That she, every day for the last 2 years, was pretty much planning her suicide, planning the fact that she was going to end her life because she just was dealing with these internal issues. She said, she got up in front of the room and said, guys, this coffee saved my life. When you have stories like that, it doesn't matter what the ingredients are.
Es que muchas personas piensan que tiene que agarrar café, pero no es eso. Como yo lo estoy tomando, yo nomás pongo lo que hace el café para mí. Y de allí la gente me va a estar preguntando.
There you go. All right. We just learned Spanish. So guys, it's really simple. If you can master telling your story, and if you know this, prior to being on the product, you had a challenge. You had something in your life where, that might not have been as good as what you wanted it to be. If you can include that, and then maybe include how this product has changed that situation. So, for instance, if you were dealing with depression, if you were dealing with lack of energy, if you were dealing with, focus challenges, if you're dealing with, anything. Hey, guys, prior to starting drinking this coffee, this is where I was. I was really scattered. I didn't have a whole lot of energy. I was always tired. Since I've been drinking this coffee, oh my God, my energy has been through the roof. My focus is so much better. And this has happened, and that has happened. And share a true story of what has happened for you, and you will realize that it's not about you knowing all the facts and details. You just know what it did for you. So you presented the problem you had before. Not that it's a problem, the challenge, whatever you want to call it, or where you were prior to. You started to take the product. This is what has happened. And you share that story of what has happened for you, and then go, oh my God, I'm just excited for the future. When you share that, people come up with a natural, logical conclusion that it makes sense for them to try this. And then when they try this, the product does all the work. So it's not all about you. It's just really about what the product has done for you and done for other people. So now that is the simplicity. The way that I start out every conversation is, have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's talking about? So I talk about the happy coffee everyone's talking about. They go, no. Oh my God, you got to check this out. And then I'm going to send them, I'm going to say, hey, if I gave you a sample, would you try it? Or if I sent you a 3-minute video, would you watch it? Come November, all of this will be done through our app, which is even going to be more simplistic. But you want to keep this so simple where the bus driver, the bus boy, the waitress, the single mother, whatever someone is, no matter what their background is, where they feel like they can do this. Anything that you do in this business, you want to make sure that what you're doing can be done by anyone. And if you're doing something that's really advanced and you're like, I'm doing this special thing or that special thing, guess what? You've just basically made other people feel like, you know what? I don't know if I could do this. So the other thing I want to share is Facebook groups are key. If you have a customer page that you're plugging into, many teams have their own customer pages. We also have the Team Rise customer page. What you're going to want to do, people are calling me to come out to the boat. I'm out by the boat right now. My friends are waiting on us to go out, but that's why my phone just blacked out. So with that, if you have a customer page that your team is already using, or if you don't, we have the Team Rise customer page. What you want to do is, hold on. You don't need. Put people in that group. Ask the person, hey, is it okay if I add you to this group?
No, thank you.
And then you just add them to the group. Let me see if I'm trying to mute these people that are talking. Mute. All right, I think I got them. Like, I need more distractions. I'm drinking my coffee right now, and I'm not fully through my cup, so I can get distracted. So what I want to share is that these groups are so key. Why is that? Because what they're going to see in these groups is stories. They're going to see a whole bunch of stories to where they come up with a natural, logical conclusion that it makes sense for them to try the product, because they're seeing all the other stories of what has happened for other people. So groups, very important. Number 2, I think this would be number 3. Number 3, guys, this is a business. Many of us have jobs. This is your business. It's whatever you want it to be. If you want to make an extra $500, great, congratulations. If you want to make an extra $5,000 a month, great, congratulations. No matter what your goal is, we can help you accomplish that. But number 1, you want to know what your goal is. You want to know what it is that you want from this. And why do you want it? How does your life change if ABC happens? I would really get down. When I got started, one of the things that was instrumental in helping me in my growth was me literally writing an affirmation, an I am statement for myself. Do you have to do this to succeed? No. Do you have to go in Facebook groups to make this work? No. If you just master your story, you can go out there and do this and have success. I just want to be clear. You don't have to go learn all kinds of weird stuff, right? But what I will share is, if you know why you're doing this and you have that burning desire, because there's really only a few tools that you really need. One is self-responsibility, which means you have to be responsible for yourself and not blame other people for your success, period. The bottom line is, we're all working the same company. We all have the same product. We all have the same comp plan. It's a matter of what you do with it. So you have to have self-responsibility for yourself and not put the blame on anyone else for your success. The second tool that you need is a burning desire. This is not something that could be taught. This is not something that, I could basically do some webinar or whatever and teach you all these skills and all that. Now, all of a sudden, you have a burning desire. The thing is that your philosophy creates your attitude. Your attitude creates your actions. Your actions are going to create your results. You having a positive mental attitude, and that's why I said, hey, write an I am statement, so where you are telling yourself a story that you are the leader that people are looking for, that you are the person that has massive success. Tell yourself this now, and then you will start manifesting those things. So with that, burning desire, can't teach it, you have to have it. Second thing, or the third thing, because I already said number 1 is self-responsibility. Third thing is You have to have a willingness to work. If you're not willing to work, can't help you. Nothing I can do for you. You have to have a willingness to work. This is another thing that I can't teach you. No one can teach you to have a willingness to work. But if you have a burning desire and you know why you're doing it, then you're going to be more likely to go out there and take action and do the work. So you have to have, and these are, again, guys, self-responsibility, burning desire, willingness to work. You can't teach this. And the third part is you have to be coachable and teachable. If somebody is sharing with you that, hey, I'm doing it like this and this is what's working, it makes sense for you to pay attention to what they're doing, what is working, and then do what it is that they are doing. And it's really that simple, guys. Those are the 4 tools. That's all you need. So if you're like, well, I don't know if I could do this. Well, do you have are you self-responsible? Are you responsible for yourself, or are you a victim blaming everything on somebody else? Number 2, do you have a burning desire? Do you want more in your life? Do you want something greater than what you have right now? If you have that burning desire, hey, you can create success. Number 3, you have to have that coachable and teachable is number 4. And number 3 is, what in the world? My brain just went dead. What was it again? I'm looking at Lizzie. Lizzie, what is it?
Coachable and teachable. Sorry for jumping in.
No, there you go. Coachable and teachable is number 4, but willingness to work, that's it. I was like, what in the world is it? So again, self-responsibility, burning desire, willingness to work, and be coachable and teachable. Guys, these are the tools that you need. This is all you have to create success in our business. It is not rocket science. You do not have to know the science. You do not have to know anything. Know your story. This is your business. This is your story. Everyone's story is different. And it's funny, while I was where was it? It was actually on our call last week. We had a bunch of stories. And one of the stories, the lady didn't even have her product yet. But she just told the people that shared her with her story until she had her product and create a story for herself. So some people were like, well, I need a story. I don't have a story. I can't do this. Absolutely, you can. You just have to borrow someone else's story until you get your own story. Guys, it's facts tell, stories sell. Whether it's your story, whether it's somebody else's story, it really does not matter. So guys, these are the tools that you need. And then the other thing I would say that I recommend, again, you don't have to do this, but I'd recommend it, run it like a business. Or if you're used to a job and you don't know how to run a business, how about I tell you like this? Run it like a job. And your job every single day is to expose at least 2 new people to what it is that we do every single day. And if you do that every single day, I promise you that if you're telling your story every day to at least 2 people a day, it's impossible for you to not create some kind of traction. And guys, anything that you do in life, when you start doing it, you might not be the best at it when you start, but the more you do it, the better you get. Bottom line is you do this over and over and over again, and through repetition, you will get better. You will sharpen your axe. You will create the skills. And the bottom line in life, for things to get better, you need to get better. For things to change, you need to change. Guys, I'm not saying you have to change your whole life. You can create success right off the bat. But the bottom line is you can take a millionaire and take all their money away, and a millionaire will go out and do it again because they have the right mental attitude. The right mental attitude will create the right actions. The right actions are going to create the right results. So it's really that simple. So guys, you have every tool that you need already. You already know if you want to create success. The fact that you're on this call on a Saturday morning tells me that, 1, you're self-responsible. It tells me, 1, you're coachable and teachable. It tells me that you have some type of burning desire, or you wouldn't be on this call on a Saturday morning. It tells me that you are basically willing to work on yourself. So guys, if you're on this call, you already have every seed that you need. Stop looking for, oh, I need this before I can do it. I need that before I can do it. You already have it within you right now to create all the success that you desire. You just have to embrace it. You just have to embrace the fact that you are good enough, that you have what it takes, that you are going to be the champion that you've always wanted to be. And it really boils down to this. You know, you hear Robert talk about this in the desire training, act as if. If you don't feel like the leader that you want to be now, start acting like that leader would act. If you say, well, a great leader would do this. Well, guess what? If a great leader would do that, why don't you just do that and act as if? Act as if you're already that person. When you start to act as if you are already that and that you are, are on your way, guys, it will start to manifest. You will start to create everything that it is that you desire. So I don't really know how much more we can go into all this. I think I gave you all the fundamentals this morning. Everything that you need already, you have to go out there and create success. I mean, if I wanted to just sit here and talk for an hour, 2 hours, whatever, and tell you all the great things that I've learned over the years and all that, all I would be doing is sharing out of significance, sharing so where I can feel better about myself, sharing so I can be like, ooh, I taught them and all that. But guys, there's the thing. You have it in with you already. You already have all the goods. You already have everything that you need. The few principles and tools that I shared this morning is everything you need to go out and create success. Do we have some people that are doing some, they have some cool things that they're doing within Facebook groups where they're actually running the groups? Yes, but you don't need to know how to do all that stuff because people already have these groups. You just put your people into the group and let them see all the stories. So I'm not going to explain how to open up Facebook groups and all that. I think that that's more complicated than you need to know. I'm not going to explain all those different things. What I will tell you is the fundamentals and principles that you need to create success. And the number one thing you need is the self-responsibility, being responsible for yourself and then taking action. And then I've already shared the other things. Of course, you have to have a burning desire. You have to have the willingness to work and be coachable and teachable. Guys, when you have those tools together, what else is there? Because we're all working the same company. We're all working the same product. We're all working the same business. The comp plan's not different for one person over the other. It's just a matter of telling stories. So with that being said, guys, we've been practicing and we've been using this strategy of telling stories for now weeks and weeks and weeks. And we've been doing it since the very beginning. It's funny, Ricky and I, when we started making the first calls to bring people over, we literally just shared the story of where we came from. We shared the story of what we wanted to create and what was about to happen. And then we started to share the story of what started to manifest. And guys, that's all we did. We did it over and over. We didn't know that's what we were doing. But we did, but that's what we did. We just knew what we wanted to create. We had a vision for that. We visualized it. We talked about it. We started to explain it to people, the vision, through a story, through the story of what we were about to manifest and what we were about to create. And what has happened is all those things started to manifest. And everything that you hear, everything that you see now came from that story. So guys, this business is really, really simple. Embrace that and go out there, charge your day, and let's go out there and make October your best month yet. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Let's go out there and make this worth it. Let's make today worth it. Let's make tomorrow worth it. Let's close out the month and let's talk about all the stories come November. Let's create your story in October, so where we're telling your story next month. So where we're sharing what has happened for you because you embrace the storytelling of what we do in this business. With that being said, I want everybody to have an awesome day. I don't know how long we've been going. Let me see what time it is. I don't even know how to do that. All right, I have no idea. But at any rate, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. I'm going to let you all go. I will see you on the Monday night Team Zoom. Everybody have a rocking day. Everybody take care. Let's go out there, charge the day. You have what it takes. You have every seed that you need. Let's rock this bad boy out. Everybody have an awesome day.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.